the same shirt on. This is the third video I filmed today on Monday. This is probably going up Tuesday, tomorrow. But these are my whispering thoughts on all the recent Sony PlayStation news, what PlayStation's doing, Sony's been doing. You'll see the thumbnail has games in it, physical games. But as we all know, this is literally like this. I put the GTA thing up with the Video Games Ramble, and people are telling me, "Gee, the Sony news." I'm like, if only I filmed this video a day later, I could have been on top of that as well. But yeah. So Sony says by 2028 they're gonna move away from physical games, physical discs. I'm pretty sure that's when the PS6 is coming out, so I'd assume that's the main reason. They would just say, we want to start the next console generation, no discs. And they said it was because, the data shows them that more people are buying digital than physical. And I would assume that to be true, but I mean, a lot's got to sell physical too, I would think. Myself personally, I'm not a fan of it, obviously. Everybody knows I got my games behind me. You can see some PS stuff PS2 stuff over there. I do not have any PS3 games. I think I have a copy of Modern Warfare 2 floating around, but I couldn't find it to have a case for all the systems or whatever. But I'm not a fan of it. Like I said, I have digital stuff on my PS5. I'm not against buying digital, obviously, but even if I was strictly digital, I would still be like, the choice should be there, right? Like there should be some choice, because everybody knows, unless they come up with something, I don't know what they're doing on that front. But unless they come up with they have to at that point come up with a way to get refunds. I know Steam you can get refunds on. I'm pretty sure through Microsoft and Sony you can get refunds, but it's a real pain in the ass to do. Apparently, let me know if anyone's done it. I feel like I've heard people say it's a pain in the ass to get refunds. They would have to put a refund system in place at that point if you're eliminating physical copies. But like I said, if I was just into digital, I still would be like, there should be a choice there, right? Because sometimes you get a map or a poster. Obviously not getting manuals anymore. Every blue moon you'll see a manual in a case. Very rare these days, beyond rare. But sometimes you get posters like Silent Hill, Resident Evil Requiem had a poster. Other things, other games I believe have had posters in them as well. You had the double-sided artwork on some. Now I would assume they just, at this point, the cases are out of them. They're not going to pull a GTA and have an empty case in a fucking store. It's fucking stupid. Because then you just waste the money on making cases. So you're going against that shit. So, you'll save money on discs, but we're spending money on the cases. Now, I know some digital versions will have a digital art book and digital soundtrack. But you're not getting that physical poster. You're not getting that fucking... And that means collector's editions. Everything's out the window. So you're not getting, some of these collector's editions, they'll have fucking 9... I think Resident Evil 7 had the little house and all types of crazy stuff you can get in these statuettes and little fucking all types of stuff. And then some will have the Octopath Traveler has a soundtrack CD, a coin, cloth map and stuff. All that's out the window, it's gone. And that sucks because a lot of that stuff is cool. Here's some cases for the Vita and the PSP. Oh, they're also shutting down the PS3 and the Vita store are shutting down in 27. More of a problem. I mean, I'm sure people still access the PlayStation Store through PS3, and I would think Vita too, but I'm sure those numbers are very low. That's probably part of the reason they're doing it. If there's anything I'm thinking about, I'm gonna have to hop on my Vita. I mean, there's nothing I really care for. Did they not do that already on the Vita? Or was that the PSP? I could have sworn they already did that. I feel like they already did that. And I was like, oh shit, I need to get some stuff. Didn't they just announce that? Did that already? Who the hell knows? I could be wrong. I could have sworn I saw that though in 27. Maybe they were going to and they extended it. I don't know. There's a Vita case, PSP case. It's a nice tapping sound, actually. You're not gonna get these sweet UMDs. Not that they produced any of these games any time recently. It's wild because Now Microsoft can make play. They're jumping at the bit too to go all digital. I mean, they push Game Pass like nobody's business. But they have not been in the best favor with gamers for a little while now. So they could be like, we're staying physical. You could draw people from PlayStation just on that. You could do it. It could help them. It's original PlayStation case. But this, like, I don't know. Like, if Microsoft does it as well, at this point, especially because I heard the PS6 is going to be like $600. Not 600. I'm sorry. Like, they said it was pushing like $1,000. At that point, you're all digital and your shit's that much anyway. And if Microsoft goes the same route, I'm just going to get a sick gaming laptop or gaming PC and just game through Steam at that point. Because Steam is great. They said they'll offer you refunds. Sony has to offer refunds, no problem. No jumping through hoops. Even if it's just like 30 days. That's all you get. Whatever, 15 days even. You got to give something at that point. And obviously we know they can shut down shit whenever they want. They can take your shit whenever they want. With these license, especially on the movies. With the licensing like rights and stuff are up. I was reading people had their movies reviewed. They ain't refunding that shit either. I guarantee when you look at the agreement on the screen, you go all the way down. It probably says you could lose this at any point if the licensing goes up, and you get your money back. And they have to do more sales. Like, they do obviously do sales. I should say not sales, but there are like no permanent price drops, I feel, on the digital, any of the digital stores. Maybe, I feel like maybe every once in a while you might see stuff all of a sudden it's like $5 cheaper and it stays. But I feel like typically they just stay the same. Like, physical copies will hit a price drop and stay there. Nintendo's a little bad with it, and they have been since after the Wii. I guess the Wii U. They've been bad with like a permanent price drop. But other systems, like all of a sudden, Final Fantasy Rebirth is $30 now. I don't know how much it's on the Final Fantasy store. On the Final Fantasy store, I think they might have their own store. On the PlayStation store, it's probably still $70, $60. Like, you don't see the price drops, or like they say, why isn't the game cheaper to begin with? Because you're getting no manual. Well, you're not getting a manual anyway. You're getting no fucking case, and the disc is gone. It should be $10 cheaper to begin with. I think some might be. Like I said, I don't buy outside of Oblivion Remastered, which I think was straight up $50. I don't buy them new, like for the digital copies. The PS2 here, good old Stuntman. Let's go through the memories, man. I'm not a fan of it, obviously. Like I said, I'll just adapt, honestly. Like, I think it sucks, but if your console is going to be pushing $1,000, I'm just going to game PC for $800-900 at that point, and I'll just run everything through Steam. Now, I wonder if that's going to be an issue with other people too, that are like, well, if I'm moving to digital now, I might as well go to Steam. If your console's going to be $900, $1,000, I'm just going to go to Steam. I'll just get a gaming PC. And unless Microsoft's like, hey, we still got, even if Microsoft wanted to be like, you know, like they kind of play it by a developer and stuff. Like, oh, Capcom wants to still make, who the fuck knows? Like, even if you had half your shit coming out on physical. They've been getting a lot of backlash. They could always back away from that. Maybe they already have, I don't know. Oh, they're doing something else too, Sony, where like, if you're like, was it 36 months or 3 years? If your like your username hasn't been active for like 3 years, I guess, on PlayStation, they're just gonna get rid of it or deactivate it. I think do something there too. Who the fuck knows? That's kind of weird because some people just don't fuck around. All of a sudden you throw a system on a couple years later and, oh, where's my shit? It's gone. They're gonna take all your shit too off of your hard drive. I don't know. I didn't read into that fully either, but everybody's losing about the disc stuff. And I mean, listen, these, like I said, they always come to me chomping at the bit to go this route because it's gonna make them fucking more money. They're not gonna have to produce cases or discs. They're fucking. You're gonna see games never drop in price. And they're like, oh, we can't. And they, I bet you they don't even say refund. They're like, fuck you. You bought it, you ate it. Oh, if we want to take it, we'll take it. And you're not giving your money. Like, oh, you know how sometimes they'll disable someone's account for being an asshole online. Could they just, oh, someone reported you online. We're just taking your game so you can't play it anymore. Or taking it for a year. Oh, sorry. Oh, no, that's right. I don't have PS3. The Last of Us 2 for the PS4. 2 discs even. I could understand, you'd have to probably put like a GTA 6 on. Definitely 2 discs, if not 3. I can understand that. Now, is limited run gonna no, because it doesn't matter. Physical's gone. There's gonna be there's gonna be no disc drive in this fucking system. And they save money by that on the consoles as well. Obviously, they already do that now. There's digital versions of their PS5. So they're saving money. You're gonna eat it. But hey, Sony's gonna make millions more. But they might lose money. This is gonna piss people, especially like older gamers. If you like kind of grew up more in the digital generation, you might not give a fuck. You'll be like, I don't care. And that's perfectly fine. If you're a digital person over physical, fine. I'm a physical person over digital, and I'm not sitting here saying, get rid of all the digital shit. I want the choice. If I see something cool on sale in the digital store, PlayStation store, I'm like, oh, cool, I'll get it there. Doesn't happen often, but, I might do that. Because they have great sales, and they still will. But it's like, you better get shit on sale. Like, something might only go on sale once a year. That's another thing, like, I feel like certain games always go on sale on these stores. Like, fucking, Murdered Soul Suspect, or whatever the hell that game is called. Sleeping Dragons. Certain games, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, always are on sale. But now they could say, oh, Ghostwire Tokyo, going on sale twice a year. Because certain games will go on sale 10 times a year. Physical copies and stuff. And you might see the sales few and far between. Like with some physical copies, here's end of the case line. You might see physical copies go on sale a month after it comes out. Sometimes I'm like, do I want to wait a month or two? Because they will go on sale randomly like a month after they're out. You're not going to see that on PlayStation. On the store. They'll be like, this is going on sale twice a year. Here's the thing. They could do you right still with just digital and give you refunds easy. They can have permanent price drops. And these are the things I feel they need to do. And they need to be a little more clear about, we're not just going to take your shit. License agreement's more of a problem with the movies and stuff. That's why I'm buying up more Blu-rays. I had to take, you can see the games in the background there, over the side, but the Wii U and stuff. I removed them because I have to place more. I'm buying up Blu-rays now. These shits are gonna go, these Blu-rays especially, because they will get rid of fucking, because Sony has a shit ton of movies too, with all Sony pictures and shit. You're gonna see them pull the shit there too. And all of a sudden Blu-rays are gonna be through the roof. It's a retirement fund. I'm kidding, it isn't. But it sucks. It's weird because Sony was like flying high, and Microsoft was fucking shit in the bed for a while. If Microsoft, I know they have a new CEO, and she's been doing a lot of stuff people are liking. You could sit here and be like, you know what? We're gonna keep going physical, even if we wanted to keep like we're gonna get. I mean, at that point they have to build a fucking. It's gonna cost them more, obviously, but the drive in there, disk drive, but they could make some noise here, but Microsoft will fuck it up. Microsoft will fall suit. They usually make the wrong decisions. It bothers me, but like I said, I'll just adapt. I'll be like, all right, Sony, all right, Microsoft, you want to go strictly digital, and your consoles are gonna be a shit ton of money. You might as well just get out of the industry and let the fucking PC take over. At that point, because I will tell you right now, I might even get a great gaming PC, not even just a laptop, and go that route. I really might do that. Get the fucking little fucking tower thing, get a sick PC for fucking $900. I mean, you can go nuts with these PCs and spend $2,000-$3,000. And the problem is, unless Microsoft and Sony make their fucking, they pretty much have to become PCs. Be like, well, because their graphics cards are going to go out of style quickly. And then the same thing happens with the PCs, and you got to buy a new graphics card every fucking year. Because it's constantly moving with these graphics cards. Unless they're like, oh, you can open up your system, no problem, and pump new shit into it if you want to. They're going to just have to go PC route. At that point, you might as well be like, listen, It's gonna be like a PC, but you're not gonna get your Sony because I think Sony took their exclusives off of Steam. They were putting them on there, but I don't think they're coming out there anymore. So they would have to be like, yeah, you know, you're still gonna get your exclusive, so there's a reason to buy it. And you could swap out your graphics card, and you could swap in newer hard drives and all this shit, which I think you can do. But some of the systems, like if you open that shit, they're like, oh, your warranty's void. But what do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments how you feel about it. I will just adapt. At the end of the day, I don't like it, but I will adapt. Hey, you can do what you want to fucking do. It's up to me now to make a decision to say, I'm not buying your console anymore. I continue to buy physical copies, because I would assume PS5, they're going to get PS5 versions after 28, even when a PS6 comes out. So I'm going to have to be like, all right, well, either I just go digital or I figure it out then. I'm not going to worry about it till then. Who the fuck knows? I might be playing older games at that point anyway, and not give a shit. But I'm going to swap, keep buying a PlayStation 5 shit. And still my older physical copies that are always going to be there. But I mean, that affects the game stores too. I mean, they could, I guess, sell the digital codes, but people can be like, why am I going to go in a store to buy a digital code? I just buy it online. It's like a waste of time. Unless now shit like GameStop has the sales of digital codes. Not in the case, say they just sell a piece of paper, well, they just do that online anyway. But they could still, like a GameStop and Best Buy and Walmart could still do sales more often than the PlayStation Store would probably do it. So I don't know how it's going to go. But what do you guys think about it? Like I said, if I was strictly a digital gamer, I would still be like, that's stupid. You got to give people choice, because that's going to piss. There's some people that don't want to get shit digitally. Like, I'll get stuff digitally. I probably, on my PlayStation, my thing came with a Spider-Man 2. It was digital code. I didn't care. I wasn't like, where's my physical thing? Old School's Remastered, I got digitally. I got a couple of smaller games like Killer Frequency. Digital. And on the Xbox One, I have a shit ton of digital shit. I have more physical games, obviously. You can see fucking down there. But, I have a bunch on digital on there. Far Cry 4, Mankind Divided, Just Cause 3. A bunch of smaller stuff as well. I can't even remember these. A lot of the indie type stuff. Leo's Fortune. The Witness. I forgot all the digital games I have on there. I think I have the Capcom, the Saturday Morning collection with the DuckTales and Tailspin, Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. I have that digitally on there, I believe. I have other big games too, like I have Lords of the Fallen, I think, on there. I'm trying to say Limbo, I believe we have on there a game called Creeks. And there's a bunch of, what are the Little Nightmares 3. And the first one, I think the second one's only on physical. But I have a lot on Xbox One as well. Digital. I've never been against digital. I prefer physical. But, we'll see what happens to them. There could be people like, fuck it. I'm going to go to PC route. If your console's going to be super expensive and it's all digital, I'm just going to get a gaming laptop. Because you can do more shit with that too. You can do more stuff with your gaming PC or your gaming laptop than you can do on a PlayStation. I'm talking about all types of other things, And my PS5 is going to be the 4K player and the Blu-ray player. The PS4 could be too, and the Xbox One. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'm not a fan of it, but they do what they're going to do. If they feel like it's the best decision for them, if the numbers are telling them it is, that's one thing. You're going to find out if it is once that system comes out. Because they will see a drop in sales if people are pissed. And like all of a sudden they lose sales and stuff. But maybe they don't. We're going to find out. But yeah, let me know what you think about it. And some tapping in there on some of those. But there's no gum in this. I know. I did not forget to put the gum in this time. I fully expected not to use gum in this video. But yeah, thanks for checking.